Saddle up. Episode 6 is here. I'm Kanyon Cooksley, alongside my co-host Caleb Galloway. We're back with another episode of the One Trick Ponies podcast. Caleb, the NBA playoffs are here. Team USA was officially announced. The NFL draft is right around the corner. Matter of fact, the draft will have already happened before episode 7. It is this upcoming week. There's a lot to talk about.
Exactly.
So,
jam-packed episode.
Yes, it's nice to record these on Sundays, and that's why I wanted to do these on Sundays, because you capture what happened the week prior, and then you kind of propel yourself into looking forward into what's going to happen here in the near future. So we have a lot to talk about. I got a new setup.
Looks good.
Hopefully this will make the crops. I don't know about like the TikToks and the Instagrams. It might be a little hard, but I know at least for the YouTube video, we can get some little free branding plug in. I'm wearing a headband.
Yeah, it looks matches the shirt.
Do I look like I don't know what, like
Nope.
Kung Fu?
Nope. Stop that.
We should I think our listeners and our fans would want us to. Have you seen that like TikTok trend where they do like everybody was kung fu fighting? We should reenact that.
No, we should.
It's kind of like kind of like a dance, but I feel like it would be really fun.
You know what? Let me think about it. Let's get through the podcast, and at the end, I'll have an answer.
Yeah, you did the WAP.
Times are different.
Oh, Caleb has matured.
Times were different.
I miss the whopping Caleb.
That I was locked in a room, couldn't do anything. The world was shut down.
50 views on the podcast on YouTube, and Caleb will release his WAP video.
That is not true in the slightest. Don't listen.
Come on. Give an incentive. If
that video is gone forever. Locked
if an Instagram reel hits what 1K views,
no, it's never coming back.
I will find it. I have it.
It's not happening.
I will leak Caleb's WAP video if we get 1 view on Instagram.
I'm editing all of this out, the audio.
No, you're not. I will keep it in the YouTube.
Nope.
Well, I think we should release it. Here, be a man of the people. What if the people want it?
The people can find it. I'm sure it's on there somewhere.
I honestly don't even know where it is.
I tell you what, it was on my TikTok until like 2 weeks ago.
You took it down?
I took it down like 2 weeks ago.
Did you hide it or delete it?
I hid it. I privated it. It's still on my account. It's not deleted.
So all it takes a little hacky.
Yeah. Not promoting that, but
man. Well, let's get into it. Like I said, we have a busy itinerary. Once again, we forgot to post hot takes. We are very shit at that, Caleb. This is why we're not a professional podcast.
I knew we forgot to do something, and I could not think about what it was. We forgot to do hot takes again. Damn it.
Yeah. This is why we're a not so professional podcast. I posted some on my social media. So hopefully by the time we get there, we at least have.
You didn't even tell me to put. Well, I guess I don't ever get interested in you.
So I found out. I said, "Hey, Caleb, do you want to post hot takes?" And you didn't respond. So I just thought you like acknowledged me. Found out that my mic was muted, so you didn't hear me.
Okay.
Again, we are not professionals.
That's pretty funny.
So we'll see if we have hot takes at the end.
Gotcha.
This week's episode, mostly basketball. I mean, it makes sense. The playoffs are here. This is kind of when I watch basketball. I don't really watch basketball at any other time besides when the playoffs are here. So they just started. They had the playing games, the bracket's set now, and now we're kind of seeing the first game of the first round is happening for all the series.
Yeah. I haven't kept up with it much. I don't even know the seedings, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I have the bracket pulled up because I know everybody's talking about there's a lot of young teams, and we'll get to this. There's a lot of young teams, so there's a lot of question marks with these young teams. It's not the same old LeBron team and the Curry and the Warriors anymore. Times are changing, and then a lot of like good opening matchups in the East.
The
There's a
Knicks
lot
have
of
a good opening matchup, I think.
yes, and then like there's like the Pacers and the Bucks, the Magic and the Cavs.
Yeah,
Uh,
we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
yeah, the Heat and the Celtics. So yeah, we'll get to that. Uh, but first, the WNBA draft happened. We hinted at it uh, last week's podcast. Uh, Without a doubt, we all knew who the first pick was going to be. It was Caitlin Clark. She was selected first overall by the Indiana Fever. Her jerseys sold out like the quickest
Biggest sell.
WNBA.
They've never sold out a jersey ever.
Oh, okay, yeah. I saw that it was the quickest jersey sellout. I didn't know if it was just with WNBA or if it was just like with
Yeah,
basketball
so
jerseys.
if I'm reading correctly on it, they had never sold out of a WNBA jersey ever, and they did it in like 20 minutes with Caitlin Clark's jersey right after she was drafted.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
It
pretty crazy.
she broke the internet when everybody knew the team she was going to. She still managed to break the internet, and then I think she's working on a shoe deal. I don't know if it's confirmed yet.
Yeah.
With Nike,
Yeah.
gigantic shoe deal. So this all happened in like the matter of a week. She got trolled by Antonio Brown on Twitter as well. That made all of the headlines. You want to know how you know like sports media is desperate sometimes? When they write stories and make headlines about Antonio Brown's Twitter and what he's tweeting.
Yeah.
That's how you know media is desperate.
I will say though, it's some great comedy if you're not in the loop.
I got into a wormhole of like people thinking that like he actually sold his account. And so it's just like a troll using the Antonio Brown, CTE kind of.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But no, it's actually hilarious. He posted a meme of D'Angelo Russell as a traffic cone last night or something
That's
because he
awesome.
went from like he went 6 for 20 from the field or whatever. So yeah, so she made the headline. That was because Antonio Brown. I'm not going to really get into too much descriptors, but he was like Caitlin Clark keeps it hairy or something. And you can probably put A, B, and C all together. And did you see that?
No.
Oh, that's why he made the headlines.
No, I didn't see that. Whatever you're referring to, I didn't see that at all.
Well,
Don't you
Antonio
don't need to
Brown.
lavorate. We need to
No,
just
no, no, no. I just
Kevin
know
Brink
that
went
like
number 2 to the Sparks. That's what
I
happened next.
I just know that like he tweeted that and then he posted again that Caitlin Clark had blocked him, and then like the media started picking it up. But yeah, that's all he tweeted. And then he like made a prototype of her shoe, and it was like just a hairy shoe. It was like a hairy shoe. Again, great content, but if
I
media is
didn't
picking
see
up on
any
that,
of this.
well, come out from underneath your rock. Just scroll
Yeah.
Twitter. I mean, I don't know.
Normally I'm addicted to Twitter, so I'm shocked I didn't see this.
I don't know what that tells me about my timeline, but the whole week it was just literally Antonio Brown, people making fun of Antonio Brown, of making fun of Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I missed
People
all
said,
of that.
Antonio Brown might have a point. People were
What
tagging
did this is
Caitlin Clark's boyfriend.
I hate this topic.
The WNBA draft happened. And then this all happened. But yeah, then Cameron Brink, she went to uh here, you start talking.
Yeah, Cameron Brink, baby. Shout out Austin. You know who you are. Cameron Brink is the GOAT. She is now Los Angeles Spark. I will have a jersey within the next few podcasts. I will wear it. Kaden controlling the giggling over there. Yeah, she went to the Sparks at number 2. It was pretty awesome. Stanford, power forward. I can't take. She teamed up with, I believe, Rakia Jackson, also into the Sparks. At 4, Camila Cardoso. At 3, I don't. Who did she go to? Aces? No.
Chicago Sky. Her and
Sky.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese. Yeah, both to the Sky. Yeah.
1 second, let me collect myself.
It's
It's just
not.
the it's just the fact that a grown man just like tweeted that. All right, step back.
Jesus Christ, this is gonna be a bitch.
And the
Video.
fact that it made you feel uncomfortable, it made me even like it made
Yeah.
it even more funny. And the fact that you didn't see it,
Yeah, I
made it
didn't
even
see.
more funny. Yeah, so shit, I can't even talk now. Aaliyah Edwards from UConn, she was the second ranked at her position, like fifth ranked prospect. She went to the Mystics.
Okay.
Where are the
Washington.
Mystics located?
Washington.
Washington. Yeah.
Wizards, Mystics.
Oh, yeah. Put A and B together, I guess. The Ohio State guard J.C. Sheldon. She was not really talked about.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I actually didn't know who that was.
Yeah, she was kind of like swept under the rug, and like all of the draftees were like dressed like with pretty heavy designer like type of outfits, and she was just like a classic black dress, and she just kind of like played on the radar. She went to the Dallas Wings.
Okay.
Well, which is so weird about the WNBA. First of all, they truly need an extension. Because there's 3 rounds, but only 12 picks each round, and then like those second and third rounds, those players are more than likely to get cut.
Yeah.
With like roster cuts. So like a lot of these people that got their name called on draft night won't even be on a roster in the upcoming weeks. They go through like a training camp, and then like half of them will be cut.
Jesus.
Yeah. So like people are like kind of lobbying like, hey, we need an extension, especially like now that the sport is growing.
Yeah, I could see him in the next like year or so adding some more teams. Because like
This
Charlotte used to have a team. And I was telling you this earlier, Dawn Staley played for Charlotte's WNBA team. And I don't know when it disbanded, but we obviously don't have one anymore. But like bring that back.
Yeah, because it's unfortunate because there are a lot of good basketball players, just like with the salaries and the amount of money they can dish out and stuff, they can't keep everybody. So a lot of these draftees get picked, then get cut, then go to another team, then get cut, and then they end up on fortunately, unfortunately, playing overseas. I don't know how much money they're making over there, but it's just a weird format, and I hope, and I know a lot of the top picks, Caitlin Clark kind of expressed it. I've heard Angel Reese express like, yo, like extend, like getting a expansion of the league so there can be a little bit more competition, and especially right now, right? Like
Yeah.
right now is the time. If there is a time to do it, it's like right now when the sport's hot, when the kitchen is
Yeah.
cooking, like get it done. And I don't know what's holding them back. I guess I haven't looked into the details of that, but that's definitely something uh, as the sport continues to grow. There's so many young girls that have now been
Yeah.
inspired by a lot of these players. So
Yeah. I mean, and you got, 4 more years of talent. I mean, big name talent, I guess you could say, in college right now. And, that's always going to be processing. Like you said, now the future too, with all these young girls are going to be inspired by Caitlin Clark and Reese and Paige and Juju. So you're going to build a pipeline, which is nice.
yeah, this is how you build the league. And that question of like, why can't the WNBA ever be taken serious? This is your time to prove to the audiences and sports fans like this could be a serious thing if we got a little bit more support from the higher ups, the fans, everything in between. So,
Exactly.
and it was the most viewed. It like broke, like it shattered a bunch of records, like the most viewed NBA draft I don't know by how much, like how much the record was shattered by, but I know there was like a bunch of like viewership records broken.
Yeah, I saw a clip saying it was more viewed than the past 10, I believe, MLB and NHL drafts.
So the broadcast peaked at 3.09 million views.
Wow.
The year before, 572,000.
Jeez.
And in 2004 with I don't want to butcher her name. This makes me sound
Rossi.
yes, Tarasi. It was 601,000.
Jeez.
So right there, that just kind of shows. And it was a little funny story. So my fiance was trying to watch it, and she could only find the Spanish, like ESPN Deportes. So
That's
like
awesome.
they would like speak Spanish, and then you'd hear Caitlin Clark, and then they would go back to speaking Spanish, Cameron Brink, and then back to speaking Spanish. So she's like, I was like, you come on, you have to find you gotta find the English version, the regular ESPN. And she's like, no, I don't care. I'm not listening to it. I just want to see the picks. So it worked in
That's
her favor, but it was
that's
funny
awesome.
that she was listening to that. So yeah, that happened. That was kind of highlighted at the beginning of the week. I think it was Monday. That's when it happened. And to keep basketball hot, a couple days later, they officially announced the Olympic roster for the men's basketball
Jesus
team.
Christ. This Olympic roster is nutty. It is.
So I'm gonna read the list of the team. Caleb, give me your starting five. Who comes off the bench for this team?
Yeah, I was kind of me and my dad were talking about this. I don't go ahead and read it and we'll dive into it.
Bam Adebayo, constantly in the defensive player of the year, like great center, great big man for the Miami Heat. Devin Booker, shooter for the Phoenix Suns. Stephen Curry, everybody knows Stephen Curry. Anthony Davis, power forward for the Lakers, helped the Pelicans become back to almost somewhat relevant when he was there uh, as a rookie and aging. So he's constantly an all-star, great player, great big man. Kevin Durant, everybody knows KD.
I feel like
One of
if they're
my favorite.
I feel like if
What's
they're
up?
listening to this, they'd probably know all the players.
Some people don't. You're telling me my dad knows who Anthony Davis is?
Probably.
Not even a chance.
The guy with the funny unibrow? You know who
It's
that
better.
is.
It's better to inform than to expect people to already know. That's what a podcast is for. That's why we're talking in the first place. Hear me out. We don't even have to do this podcast because half these topics all the topics that we're talking about, people can literally go to the internet, but they choose us, Caleb, the one trick ponies. So we're going to talk about it. I don't care if they do know or they don't know. But after this, they are going to for sure 100% know. Anthony Edwards, one of my favorite players, one of your favorite players. I think probably the next big face in the NBA, Minnesota Timberwolves. Great player, super athletic. Joel Embiid, stay healthy. Probably one of the best big men down low he's been one of the best big men down low for the past couple of years. Tyrese Halliburton, an emerging star, really caught fire before his injury this year with the Indiana Pacers. The one that had me Drew Holiday.
Bro, defensive guard?
Yeah, I guess. Come on, you
All
can't.
defensive all defensive first team guard?
Ah,
There's
all right.
no other. Yeah. That's a
He's
no-brainer.
still good. He's
He's a
still good.
baller. Don't hate on Drew
I
Holiday.
guess. Okay. LeBron James, Jason Tatum, another guy that's going to be the face of the league for a while. And in the last spot that filled the team, uh, Kawhi Leonard.
I thought
So
that's 11, right? I thought they had the 12th spot open.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, okay.
Kawhi was the last spot. I
Oh.
saw Jaren Jackson trying to lobby for it, and he immediately got trolled on Twitter.
The thing I saw, people wanted Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag. Dude,
Um,
imagine if you're Cooper Flag. Hey, want to
yeah,
come play with Stephen Curry and LeBron?
because like that's what they did with Leitner on Dream Team.
Uh-huh.
They always have like one like the whoever the big college kid is. They always have them play, and so it'd been cool. But I mean, Kawhi obviously wins you more games.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he needs again. He also needs to stay
You say
healthy.
it, yeah,
His knees are. It might be Cooper Flag after with what I'm seeing based on his health. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, looking at that team, Caleb, who do you start? I mean, you got to
I think
start LeBron and Curry, right?
yeah. LeBron Curry. I think you probably
KD.
go KD at power, AD at center, and then you either go Booker or Ant Man at two.
Yeah. Uh, I was looking at probably Curry, Booker, LeBron, KD, and then either Joel,
Oh, Joel probably over AD. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Joel.
If LeBron has a say,
That is also true. There's a lot of
I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be AD because of LeBron.
do you think this team will mesh? Like, do you think they'll I think they're
I
gonna I
I
think they'll
think this team win.
mesh.
This team wins gold.
Oh, absolutely. I think this team will mesh together just because they're gonna get to a point where they're having so much fun. So it's not like a ISO
Yeah,
ball. Like I think they're all gonna be able to have their opportunities to
I
show
think
out.
I'm calling it now. We're gonna see like a throwback, like LeBron to Wade, but instead of Wade, it's gonna be Ant Man, and I can't wait for that highlight.
I was gonna say it's either Ant Man or Halliburton that's gonna steal the show.
I think it's gonna be Ant Man, Anthony Edwards. I think that he's gonna put his charisma on display on the big, and this is where he's gonna find his mainstream attention that he needs is
And
on the Olympic scale.
you already know that a documentary is gonna be because this is probably the last for
LeBron
a
and probably
couple of
a
the
lot of these guys actually Curry, LeBron,
Curry. Yeah. For a lot of
Davis,
these
maybe
guys,
Kawhi, maybe.
yeah. So the documentary, I can't wait for that after it's all said and done. I love the all the those basketball documentaries where they kind of like show behind the scenes. And my
Yeah.
favorite clip is when Kobe ran through Pau Gasol,
Oh, dude, I'm gonna
and
run that motherfucker over.
and obviously at the time Pau and Kobe were teammates, and just hearing LeBron and like Carmelo and Chris Bosh and all those guys like talk about like they're like, holy shit, he was just trying to set the tone. And
Yeah,
they said Kobe knew the play, he knew what was coming, and he said, I'm just gonna run right through Pau Gasol. And just seeing that clip, that just still gives me chills. It's one of my bookmark TikToks because it's just like one of my favorite moments uh
yeah,
that was talked about and broke
yeah.
down. So yeah, I
Definitely.
can't wait. I
That
can't.
was Redeem Team, right? Was that who that was?
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
can't wait for the documentary. Yeah, and people are asking. So like, you have the Dream Team, the Redeem Team. What do you call this team?
it's gonna end in Eam. Eam
Yeah,
Team. Hmm.
the Supreme Team. What else can you say? The
Yeah,
Beam Team.
I was trying to think of something, but Supreme Team makes a Redeem Team 2
2.0.
because they didn't win gold in 2020.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Who won gold in 2020?
Probably Spain. They're always good. I don't know.
Yeah, because
Spain or France? Isn't France always good?
who's Luca playing for? Because Slovenia doesn't have a team this year.
Let's look. Is he playing?
That would suck if he's not.
Uh, Giannis or Luca could play in Paris Olympics, but not both. What is that?
What did their countries like face off and
This is the NBC Sports. Greece and Slovenia were drawn in the same Olympic men's basketball qualifying tournament.
also I guess Greek Freaks team. Because Greece made it and Slovenia didn't, so Luka won't be in the Olympics. Damn, that kind of sucks.
Can he just say he's American?
Yeah.
Come play for the USA team? Kick
Or
Drew
like,
Holiday off?
no, we need a new holiday.
Man.
You're hating on him. Can
Yeah,
you just go play for like another country? Go play for Canada.
I heard he's really nice. Canadians, I've always heard Canadians are nice people, so I think he could fit with Canada.
RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett. Isn't SGA?
Yes, he's Canadian. Ooh. What if the Canadians knock off the Americans? Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. That's all I know. But, so there's a lot looking forward to that. Olympics, Paris Olympics 2024 this summer.
It's gonna be a good time.
A last for many of the athletes, I think. Curry for sure, LeBron for sure, I think. I don't think they'll ever do this.
That could be the last hoorah. That's gonna be the name of the documentary.
Kale, I will give you $1 million if the documentary is called The Last Hoorah.
Hoorah!
Hoorah-eme. Because
Team.
you gotta end it in
team.
The last Hoorah-eme team. Now you're thinking.
Now you're cooking. We're cooking with something.
The last Hoorah-eme team. You're such a dumbass.
You literally said that.
You were the one that said it has to end in eem. So I just listened to you.
It does have to end in eem. Dream, redeem.
The last Hoorah-eme team.
Oh my god.
All right. Playoffs.
Playoffs.
We're talking about the playoffs. The NBA playoffs. Like we mentioned earlier, they did begin. So the seeds are, I'll go west to east. Number 1 seed, Thunder. They are taking on the Pelicans. And I think they're actually just starting while we're recording this Sunday night. They take on the Pelicans, the 8th seed. The Clippers and the Mavericks. Clippers are the 4th seed. Mavericks are the 5th seed. The Clippers currently lead the series 1-0. Timberwolves and Suns. That's the hot matchup in the first round for the West. And Edwards, KD, Booker, Beal,
Rudy Gobert.
Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert. Yep. So, hey, Naz Reid has a following.
Naz Reid's very good.
He is very good for a big man. Minnesota currently leads that series 1-0. Their next game's on Tuesday. And then the Nuggets, Lakers. Nuggets are the 2 seed. Lakers are the 7th seed. Denver currently leads that one. And I watched a little bit of that game last night. And yeah, D'Angelo Russell was getting absolutely torched on Twitter. Unfortunately, with Twitter, if you're somewhat famous and you do something that allows you to be made fun of, or
you're catching every stray.
Trolls are out and they will find you.
And AI doesn't help, because I'm telling you, AI generated pictures for trolls is the funniest thing in the world, bro.
Did I send you the one? Did I send you the picture this morning of D'Angelo Russell?
I believe so.
And it was literally just like an edit of him just like shitting himself.
Yes.
And then I had his stat line in the text of the tweet, and I was like, bro, if you are a famous celebrity athlete, whatever it is, you cannot go on social media, especially during the season when you're playing or if you're being talked about, because there's going to be people that love you. There's going to be people that support you, but then there's going to be trolls, and there's a lot more trolls than the people that love you and support you. And you have to be able to deal with it. It's even gotten to the point of where there's trolls now in college sports. And these college athletes, they might have the crazy big followings. So it's a lot easier to DM them and let these athletes see. And there's some pretty terrible things I've seen. I know EJ Liddell, who was a former Buckeye, and now I don't know if he's still with the Pelicans, but he got bounced out of the tournament last year in March Madness. And he was like receiving right away, like just terrible, threats, violence. It's social media is crazy, especially and then you got to sprinkle gambling into it.
Speaking of
And
gambling,
oh
I
no,
want to next topic I want to talk about after this is revolving around NBA and gambling.
oh no. Okay, you're throwing me a curveball. This wasn't on the itinerary.
Yeah, I just remembered it though.
Oh no. Okay, okay. I won't panic. I won't panic.
You know what
Uh,
I'm about. Just finish your thought.
okay, okay. So now over to the East. Celtics were the 1 seed. They're the team. They're the favorite of I think the playoffs. They are taking on the Miami Heat, who's the 8th seed. They currently lead that series 1-0. A good seed or a good matchup in the East. 4 seed Cavaliers, 5 seed Orlando Magic. A lot of young talent on display in that
Orlando
series.
Magic.
Orlando,
Dude,
Orlando Magic,
I hope that.
Orlando
What if
Magic.
they win it all? Be the national anthem for a day or two.
Oh, if they won it all,
I think
well,
that'd get played on the radio. I think.
that'd break. Yeah, that definitely would break TikTok because when I got like into the wormhole and I liked like one video of that theme song playing, I would just scroll and then it'd be Orlando Magic,
It's the best
Orlando
videos
Magic.
attached too. Like it's those random videos attached.
Oh, what's the like the bowling guy? I am or the bowling meme where he like screams
Pete Weber,
something. Yeah,
who do
yeah.
you
What
think
do
you
you?
are? I am.
And then they went Orlando Magic. I saw that one. That one was yeah. Who do you think you are? I am Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. And yeah, this is like dancing animals, and they
Yeah,
they have a very undefeated social media team over down in Orlando. So
yeah,
if they win the series, let alone the finals, like yeah, that could
yeah.
just open up a can of worms.
That'd
But
be
yeah,
awesome.
so Magic are the 5th seed, Cavaliers are the 4th seed. The Cavs lead that series 1-0. Uh, just a little kind of side note: Paulo Banchero was flirting with a double double, but a double double you don't want to have. He had what did I see him finish with? 20 something points and 9 turnovers. So uh,
Not
people
ideal.
again on social media, people are coming at him for taking care of the ball, and they just said that the Magic this summer they just need to get some shooters, and uh, yeah, so it would be cool. I'm a fan of the young talent. I like Paulo. I know you like Paulo. I think he's going to be a very good piece, but that Magic team, they're still very young. But that Cavaliers team, they can be so hot at times. I think they were on like a 15 plus game winning streak for a little bit
Yeah,
this
they
season.
were hot at one point in the season.
Yeah, and then they kind of went down, so they can kind of go up and up. So that series, a lot of people are predicting 7 games. Um, the Bucks and the Pacers. The Bucks are the 3 seed. The Indiana Pacers are the 6 seed. Bucks are right now without Giannis.
Hmm.
So Halliburton's been averaging like 17 since his injury, since coming back from his injury, and Pascal Siakam, who they acquired. It was the trade deadline, right? Did they acquire Pascal Siakam?
Yeah, yeah.
He's averaging like 21 right now for the Pacers. So
Bucks
people are
just
thinking,
Bucks just won game one of that. I just got a notification.
oh, they did. Who's their leading? Like who led that?
Lillard had 35 points at halftime.
Oh, okay. So and that was a topic. It was like if Lillard cannot be so up and down, this should be the Bucks series to to take. But if he is up and down, easily with Halliburton and Siakam, the Pacers could kind of stun people and get the upset as the 6th seed. So that's one that a lot of people are keeping their eyes on. And then the Knicks, they are 2 seed. The 76ers, they're the 7th seed. The Knicks currently lead that series 1-0. Embiid's back. They got a guy in Tyrese Maxey. So the Sixers kind of fell when they kind of got the injury bug mid-season. They were at the top of the conference. Now they're down to the 7th seed. So that's a fun series. The Knicks are being led by Jalen Brunson, who's become a great star, a very underrated
Yeah,
star. Uh, he was obviously in that same draft as Luca. He was on the Mavericks.
he was the other Mavericks guy.
The other
That
Mavericks guy. Yeah, you always when I remember when you talk about that draft class, he was always the other Maverick. It was never Jalen Brunson, but now he's finally getting the respect,
yeah,
some respect that he deserves. He deserves a lot more. So
And they got
that
Deuce McBride. You talked about him the other day.
oh yeah. I messaged Caleb this morning. I was like, Caleb, did you know Miles McBride? He changed his name, obviously, right? Or like, is that what he? Because
It doesn't goes by Miles.
yeah, yeah. So he goes by Deuce McBride now. He was from West Virginia, and I just remember when he was picked, he was just always like a guy you looked over. Well, then I just saw like something. I don't know if it was an old headline, a new headline, but it was like Deuce McBride drops 21 points in
Yeah,
Knicks.
it was last
And
night.
I was like, no way this guy gets quality minutes for the Knicks. And this just tells you how much I pay attention to regular season NBA basketball. And I messaged Caleb, and Caleb was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, he's like actually a hooper for the Knicks this year."
I didn't say the word hooper. He's averaging 8 points a game, but he's getting minutes and helping out and contributing versus what he
Yeah,
used
he's
to do.
contributing. Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, I guess. That was just one that kind of threw me for a loop there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then the Knicks. We kind of talked about what would the finals look like with the Lakers and the Knicks. The Knicks are good, man, and they're finally creeping up and getting back to where a lot of fans think they like belong, and that's the top of the East. And right now they're up in a 7-game series against the 76ers, a tough 76ers team, because when they get hot, 76ers are damn good. So
Yeah. Yep.
and then recently today, this just came out. I don't know if Caleb saw this. Uh they were the finalists for the NBA awards came out. They were released today during the NBA tip-off on TNT.
Okay.
And so I'll read the final. Do you just want to read? Sorry. You want me to read the 3 finalists and then we talk about that one and then we go to the
Yeah.
next award?
Sounds
Okay.
good with me.
I'll do MVP last. So I'll go how this is sorted. I'll go from
Like, come
bottom.
back.
What is this a new award? What is Clutch Player of the Year?
I don't know. I've never heard of that one.
This is an article by Bleacher Report, so I don't know if this is just like
Is that their awards?
their award. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it says the finalists for various awards were released during Sunday's NBA tip-off on TNT, with MVP serving as the headliner. Here's a look at the full list of finalists.
Okay.
All right, Clutch Player of the Year: Steph Curry of the Warriors, DeMar DeRozan of the Chicago Bulls, and then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, however you want to say it, of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Go SGA. I've seen him make multiple buzzer beaters this year, just crazy shots, and yeah,
I also think they're very like the Thunder
dependent
are
on him.
very dependent on him. So when he shows up and he's clutch in those big moments, that's usually when you see the Thunder succeed. So I'll give it that shit. He's also having a crazy year. So
Yeah, give him something.
most improved. Well, I like this list. Tyrese Maxey, guy I just mentioned, who's now becoming, a second option, maybe even a first option at times for the 76ers. Kobe White, a guy that like completely exploded
Yeah,
this season for the Chicago Bulls. A lot of people were talking about how he's a bust. It didn't live up to the expectations, and this year he kind of took over in Chicago. And then Alperen Sengun, a big man of the future of the
yeah.
league, and
That is a really good list.
yeah, the big man for the Houston Rockets. He gets a lot of comparisons to Nikola Jokic, just his
Yeah,
passing and his ability to spread the floor. So I like that list. I don't
it's a
know if he's
tough
gonna
call.
get it, but Kobe White, man.
Yeah, Kobe White's kind of what I'm leaning towards as well, but I'm gonna go Maxi for the fact that he got his team to the playoffs without Joel.
Yeah, so that was another thing. I think they're going to give it to Maxi truly because of that. I mean, Joel was out for a while, and I think the one night I turned on a 76ers game, they were playing the Jazz, so it was West on the West Coast, and he dropped like 40. And I was just
Yeah,
like
I know he dropped 52 at one point this year.
yeah. So I will probably say it's going to be Maxi, but I would like Kobe White.
Yeah, as a Carolina guy, I'd like Kobe White as well, but I think it's gonna be Maxi.
Oh God, I'm going to butcher these coaches' names. I don't even know if I can say it. I'm not even
Who's
gonna try
who's
to.
the coach?
The Oklahoma City Thunder coach,
Nope.
Mark. Oh boy, De
Stop it.
Dagnolt. Nope. Nah. I need to stop myself there before I get trolled. Uh, the Oklahoma City Thunder coach, the
Okay.
Minnesota Timberwolves coach, or the
Okay.
Orlando Magic coach.
I'll probably go with the Thunder's coach.
I'll go with the Thunder's coach, or the Minnesota Timberwolves.
You don't know how to
Minnesota
pronounce
Timberwolves.
any of them?
Chris Finch is Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, I don't think I even knew that.
Jamal Mosley is the Orlando Magic.
I don't think I knew that either.
Then I'm not even gonna try the Thunder coach. He has a very long last
Yeah.
name with a lot of vowels. So
I will say I'm pretty much a casual in the NBA.
I
I'll
am
say I'm not above average casual.
I'm a coach casual. There's somebody like
Yeah.
coaching. Yeah.
That's what I am. I'm a coach casual.
Yeah. I still know like Doc
Steve,
Rivers.
Steve Clifford. He's leaving now though, but
Uh Tim Van Gundy or what's his name?
Jeff definitely not coaching.
Those
Or Stan. I think both of them coached.
are the only coaches I know.
Stan
Phil
Van
Jackson.
Gundy, Stan Van Gundy kind of looked like Andy Reid a little bit.
Phil Jackson.
Stop it. You
I'm a
know
coach
Nick
casual.
Nurse.
Oh yeah. I think he's an Iowa guy. He's from Iowa. Or at one point in his life, I think it was. Coach casual. Sixth man of the year. No Lou
Nas,
Will.
Nas Reed.
Nas Reed, Bobby Portis, or Malik Monk. I think it's gotta be Nas Reed, I think.
It's dude, the internet will break when Nas Reed wins this.
Yeah, I think he deserves it. I mean,
Yeah.
look at teams like he's helped the Timberwolves win a lot of games. And now the Timberwolves are sitting in third seat, so
Yeah, shout out Malik Monk for getting mentioned.
yeah. I like Malik Monk.
I
That dude, I think
he
Malik
survived.
Monk is a perfect rec ball player.
Yeah.
Like a YMCA guy. A dude that can just make like step backs and faders and
That's the most disrespectful thing you could say to somebody, I think. Yeah, your build would be really good for the YMCA.
bro, him, I'll make my all YMCA team right now off my top of the head. Him, Malik Monk, Monte Ellis, Dion Waiters, J.R. Smith, and
Gotta have a big guy in there.
yeah, some big guy. I don't know.
Josh Smith.
What? Why Josh Smith?
He's stupid athletic for a big guy.
I guess I don't really remember his days. No, Ursan Ilyasova. That dude was actually like if you look at his career numbers, he's actually very good in the NBA. That's my all YMCA team right there.
Okay.
Monte Ellis, bro, he's a bucket. Do you remember Monte Ellis?
Yes, I remember Monte Ellis.
Oh, who's the pacer? Danny Granger.
Danny Granger.
Yes, another guy that's just a bucket if you put him in the YMCA. Again, no disrespect.
Danny Granger's jump shot in 2K was the elite level jump shot for like 5 years. It was awesome.
Is that what all the streamers use?
Yeah. It was Danny Granger base and like release 31. Oh, just how much 2K I played.
Rookie of the year. We talked about this in a hot take. Chet Thunder, who he wasn't drafted in this previous draft. He was drafted the year before, but he was out with an injury. So this year he's technically a rookie. That's how they do it in the NBA. So Chet, Brandon Miller. Man, if there wasn't this 7 foot, how tall is he? How tall is Victor?
He's tall.
Yeah, if there wasn't this 7 foot plus giant in the NBA, Brandon Miller, rookie of the year. Get both of these tall twigs out of the rookie of the year conversation.
This close.
Oh man, he was just in the wrong class. Like, give him next year. Give him this upcoming year's class because his upcoming year's class is not very good.
Yeah,
Give him rookie of the year. Oh, rookie of the year by far. So Chet Holmgren, Brandon Miller, and a name we'll hear again in the next award, Victor Wembanyama. No discussion.
It's Victor.
It's Victor. So Defensive Player of the Year, Bam Adebayo, Rudy Gobert, two names that always find themselves in this award. And then again, Victor Wembanyama. I think Victor can go back to back here.
I think realistically he should win it. I don't think they'll do it.
You don't think so?
I think they'll give it to Bam or Rudy.
Let me see. When was the last time?
I hate giving rookies high caliber awards. Yeah, when's the last time a rookie won Defensive Player of the Year?
I'm looking at when was the last time a player earned two awards in one season? Like Rookie of the Year. So this, yeah. Oh gosh, I'm on Reddit. So take this with a grain of salt. Hakeem won both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in '94. This is why you don't go to Reddit for your information. Mutombo won Defensive Player of the Year as well as the J. Walter Kennedy Citizenship Award.
Hey, he won two awards.
I don't think so. Yeah, so it says Hakeem and Jordan.
Yeah.
So it's not very
not very likely.
True NBA awards. I don't think it's very likely. So again,
he should win it though.
Yeah, I could be wrong with that. That was coming from Reddit, so I don't know what you can trust there. But yeah, I think he should win it, but they probably will give it to what, Bam or Rudy? I mean, those are the only other choices. So
yeah, they'll probably just give it to Rudy.
Rudy's always a guy, yeah, that does it. That gets that award. So
yeah,
the last one, all coming from the West.
Can I try to guess?
Yeah.
Let's go with Luka, SGA, LeBron.
No, man. LeBron gets hated nowadays. He hardly gets any votes, bro.
It's Luka, SGA.
Mm-hmm.
From the West. I'm blanking. Who's the last guy?
Nikola Jokic.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think
Luka.
Again, I think it has to. I think it should be SGA, but I think it's going to be Jokic. You say Luka?
I said Luka.
They all deserve it. They're all like,
yeah,
they can all just put up crazy numbers. So
you know who else deserves it?
Who?
Bojan Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic.
Oh yeah, because he gave away. He allowed free chicken.
Free chicken. Free chicken. He intentionally missed a free throw for free chicken. That's awesome.
The people.
The crowd was chanting for it, and he just delivered.
He was pumping up the crowd too.
Yeah,
he knew what he was doing.
Away game. That's the best part.
Man. He's my MVP.
Yeah, shout out Boban.
Free chicken, man.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that clip, go to Twitter. Just type in Boban Bogdanovic. It's not Bogdanovic. I keep saying that. What is his last name? Mojanovic, is it?
Yeah,
something like that. I don't know, but he
had the biggest smile on his face.
He knew what he was doing. He was so happy. It was awesome.
Where was the chicken even from?
The store.
Free chicken. My buddy who doesn't really watch a lot of NBA, I don't think any NBA at all. He said, "My new favorite player is Boban," and he sends me the tweet of Boban, missing the free throw. And this was before I hadn't even seen it, so I was just like, "Man, he's a good player to like." Then, if he's giving away free chicken,
yeah, he missed the free throw for the free chicken.
Shout out Boban. Good plug there, Caleb. Good plug. Boban, you're the man.
Yes.
So yeah, that kind of wraps up the awards. A lot of I like all the names there. I wouldn't say there's, besides like Victor winning Rookie of the Year, I don't think there's a maybe, again, I'm a casual in the regular season. I don't feel like there's a very obvious pick for a lot of these awards. A lot of these could go to many individuals. Again, I'm a casual when it comes to the regular season, so take that how you will, but Oh yeah, I think the awards. I also like don't watch. Do you ever watch any of like the sports award ceremonies?
I used to watch the NFL one because they kind of like that's the best presentation in my opinion, like the
Mm.
NFL honors ceremony, but not really, not anymore.
Social media. I usually send it to you or you send it to me.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll see it within 3 seconds. Most of the time, I see it before it's announced on the TV.
Yeah, I feel like award ceremonies have just kind of lost
Yeah,
their feel.
yeah, kind of like a newspaper, irrelevant.
Mm, irrelevant. Hey, LeBron, all your MVPs are irrelevant. All right. Well, the main topic. We talked about this in our for oh yeah, basketball gambling. Go.
John Tay Porter.
Oh yes, man
I
got
forgot.
banned from the NBA.
Yeah, I looked at it. I was like, "Oh shit, that's not on the itinerary this week." Need to talk about that right quick.
What's the one trick ponies podcast without talking about some like terrible athlete news
we can
every
laugh.
week?
We can laugh at this one though. This one's his fault, so it's funny.
Yes,
Um,
do your thing.
we covered Otani last week. That one not as funny. This one, Jonte Porter threw away his whole NBA career for $20,000. He's just
He gambled on himself, right?
he gave it on himself and his team to lose. You are a loser, Jonte Porter.
He took like the under on all of his like stats or
Dude,
something.
they said he had the biggest bet that day. The biggest payout on DraftKings that day was Jonte Porter's parlay on unders. It was him. He was the one who placed the bet. He put like $20,000 down on a parlay of all of his unders. And then 3 minutes into the game, faked an eye injury so he could leave the game and hit all of his unders.
Reason 962 why sports and gambling should not intermix. It's just
Yeah.
a oh. But what upset me about all that though, people who assault other individuals, who murder other individuals, they just get like you know, a
Miles Bridges,
casual
Miles Bridges is still playing in the league. Is that where you're going?
a casual suspension, correct? Right?
Yeah.
Like that's what upset me, man. Come on.
I
Like
don't know.
get
He did
your
throw games. I mean, that's
okay, but still you gotta if you're gonna allow an athlete to beat up its
no,
own,
yeah, they should just but like didn't yeah.
they just need to have a set of true guidelines and rules, even with the NFL, bro. All of the leagues. Like set a standard because it's so wishy-washy.
Yeah. It
But
sucks. But yeah, I did want to throw that in there before we completely got off the NBA topic because that was pretty big news from this past week as well.
who am I saying this? But the most irrelevant player got banned from
Yeah.
the
I mean,
NBA.
I saw a thing that was like bet on the Lakers because Michael Porter Jr. is going to try to replicate his brother's actions. I was like, oh my God.
But oh wait, also speaking on the Porter news,
Yeah, his other brother, I don't know exactly what he did, but he did something bad.
like I think it was like he killed a woman in an accident, and then he's now sentencing in jail for like 6 to 8 years or something.
Yeah, I don't. The Porter family, other somebody wellness check Michael Porter Jr.
And no, because then also people said like, what's the new podcast that Michael Porter's doing with like Lana
Lana
Rhodes?
Rhodes. Yeah, yeah, that family. I don't know, man. They got
scratch the.
they got some stuff going on, man.
No, I'm happy you brought that up because again, this was in the matter of this week. I saw all of that news.
Yeah, it's been a
Like
crazy news week.
for the Porter family alone, but then in the sports world, yes.
Yeah,
So now to the big main topic. We talked about this was in our first ever episode. We hinted that we would come back to it when it got closer. The NFL draft. It's here. It's hot. My favorite time. This is the one time of the year where I tell my fiance, and she's been with me long enough. I say, "Don't talk to me." Like this is like the time where I focus. Now that we're since I met you, we FaceTime. we watch it all and we soak it all in.
Me and Kenny will watch all 7 rounds of this.
Yes, my favorite part of the draft is when it gets to like the fifth and the seventh rounds, like fifth to seventh rounds, and like animals are revealing picks. Like I'm pretty sure one year like a gorilla like pulled a rope down and like revealed the pick, and then like James from TikTok, what happened? He like announced the pick.
I like when they do the celebrities and the TikTok personalities when they do the pick. That's normally like second or third round.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the legends always come out and they banter with whatever cities out there.
Who's the cowboy
Cowboys?
guy?
The Cowboys. Yes. What is this?
Is it
Drew Pearson?
Pearson, yeah, Pearson. He always gets booed.
Yeah,
and they always pan to the Eagles fans and the Giants fans.
Yeah, he just goes off on everybody, but Cowboys fans, it's awesome.
No,
I like.
So
I unfortunately with the draft this week, though, I'll be traveling, so I won't be able to be in the home base for most of the draft, which kind of stinks. But
you're gonna still be able to talk to me, right?
Hopefully.
Yes, dude.
I'm about to dry out the AirPods.
Crazy how they switch up on you so fast, man.
Okay, all right.
But rumors are hotter than ever. I for once, can we say that the first and second pick are like locked in? I know the first one has to.
Second one's not locked in my opinion.
I've also heard rumors where the second one is not like locked in either.
Yeah, Caleb Williams is one.
Yes, that's so Caleb Williams to the Bears. We wanted to give a more in depth in this episode. This is what we're gonna do. But Caleb Williams to the Bears seems like it's the lock. It's the one. That's what's gonna start the draft. We always have that every year where it kind of gets pretty obvious. If you're the top QB prospect by far, and you've separated yourself from the pack, and the number one team needs a QB, it's pretty obvious. Caleb Williams has always been that guy since this draft talk started. He's been that guy. So then we get to the Commanders, and I've heard very questionable reports. Again, there's a lot of smoke screens that are thrown up in this time of the year, this part of the draft process. So you never really know what you can believe. But what I have seen, Caleb, Jaden Daniels, if he goes to the Commanders, he's going to be very unhappy.
Interesting.
I heard that he was disappointed. Again, you hear these things. He was disappointed that the Commanders hosted more quarterbacks than just himself. They visited more quarterbacks than just himself. He thought that he was going to go there. It was a lock-in. But I've heard that Dan Quinn, the new one of the new coaches in the league, he met with Drake May as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if JJ McCarthy was in the mix, but he's met with other quarterbacks outside of Jaden Daniels, and that rubbed Daniels and his agent the wrong way. So then it's like, oh no, is he gonna pull the
Eli Manning
card? Eli Manning card. So I want to hopefully say that's all smoke. I think Jaden Daniels would be good with the Commanders, with Terry McLaurin there, John Dotson. They need to get better O-line. But I think, do you think it's going to be Jaden Daniels?
I've been saying it's Jaden Daniels for weeks now, probably even since I think I had Jaden Daniels going 2 in our original mock draft. So
yes,
I'm sticking with that. I think Daniels at 2 that's in my opinion is what I see makes the most sense. Mm-hmm. I keep referring to them signing Marcus Mariota. Just because the play styles are so similar.
Yes. And so I pulled up our mock drafts right now. So far, nothing's really changed from when we first released this. And then I think Drake May, I think he fits the Patriots
Patriot way.
Yep, the Patriot way. So Drake May, product of North Carolina. He's thrown 50 touchdowns in his career. Just under 4,000 passing yards in college. He's a good air raid quarterback. Now they just need some wide receivers. I've heard AJ Brown rumors with New England. I've heard T. Higgins rumors. Those rumors have kind of been happening for a while. But the Patriots are definitely in the market for another wide receiver. So, and this is again in that second round. This is the class to kind of get a receiver because there's a lot of them. I saw. I don't know who the source was, but there's a lot of receivers with an 80 or plus grade. So
Okay.
it's a very deep class. So yeah, so Drake May, Cardinals. I have them trading the pick. You have them taking Marvin Harrison. This was from our mock draft in week 1.
I think the Broncos trade up.
You're gonna think you think the Broncos will.
Yep.
You think they're gonna take probably JJ McCarthy, right?
And do you think they're going to take JJ McCarthy at 4? I think
That's
it's
just
the wrong pick. But
that's
from
just
what I heard about Sean Payton, he is willing to sell the team's future for JJ McCarthy.
oh god.
Yeah.
What bothers me with JJ McCarthy? Yes, again, he beat Alabama, so I hate him. 2, he's never really had, except for this year, like a consistent role. He went back and forth with Cade McNamara for so long of his throughout his career at Michigan. So he never really got a lot of consistent snaps. I think he could be good. He just needs to go to a place where he can chill for a little bit. And with Denver, I don't think he can chill. If that's the move, I don't think he can chill. But when teams are desperate, when they are in need of a quarterback, we're going to get to it here quickly with our game after this. But there are teams that are willing to sacrifice their entire future to take a risk on a quarterback, and it may hit, it may not hit. I don't know if you take McCarthy in the 4th or 5th pick, he's going to live up to that potential.
I don't think he will.
I still think Cardinals take Marvin Harrison.
Okay.
I'm going against my mock draft. I originally in my mock draft had the Vikings trading him. I just cannot imagine
Passing up Harrison.
And then Harrison goes to the Chargers.
Because that's why I have him going. Replacing Keenan Allen.
Oh, that'd just be so wild. That would be absolutely insane with Herbert and Marvin Harrison.
That would be awesome.
That is a core that you build. You go all in, right? Like you go all in, and with Harbaugh there, you get a new running back and maybe Blake Corum, who on a lot of boards is the top running back, and then you might have something there. And I don't know. So I will say Harrison goes to the Cardinals, and then I think the Chargers trade back. I think this is where the Vikings will swoop in, and they'll get JJ McCarthy. I think the Vikings. We talked about this in that first episode. After McCarthy,
it's not a steep decline. I actually think Penix and Bo Nix will be late first rounders now, from what I'm hearing.
I think Penix is good value from 22 to 27.
Yeah, I think they'll both. I think Bo Nix will sneak into the first round too.
I think Bo Nix is good potential from 28 to
35.
Yeah, 35. The 5th pick in the second round. So, I mean, I don't know. JJ McCarthy is going to be the guy if you want. If there's going to be a quarterback that teams will risk it all for, it's going to be JJ McCarthy, I think. And I've seen so many, I've seen people with JJ at the top of their board, JJ at the bottom. Like I've seen JJ below Michael Penix and Bo Nix. I've seen JJ below Penix or Nix. I've seen JJ behind Caleb Williams. It's all sorts of mess.
Yeah.
I think we can agree Caleb Williams by far is the best quarterback, and then from there make your pick. I like Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
As the second overall quarterback. So we get into that. And then that leaves a question at the Giants. I think the Giants will get Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I think they go receiver.
They got to get a weapon.
Yeah, they got to get somebody. I think Malik Neighbors makes the most sense there.
Yep. And then Titans, I think we both had this.
Joe Alt.
Joe Alt. I think
makes most sense.
I think Joe Alt. They got to do something with the O line. So I've seen Fashanu dropping.
I also saw Fashanu dropping.
A lot of Olu.
Saw Bengals getting him.
Olu. Yes, I saw that too.
Yeah.
I don't know what news station or report did that, but yes, I saw that too. Now we got the Falcons. Dallas Turner.
Yeah, it makes sense. Go defense here. They don't need anybody on offense. One guy to keep an eye out though is I'm blanking on his name. Not
Jared
Jason
Verse.
No, O line, not Fashanu. Who's the other O line? JC Latham.
JC Latham.
Is
that so you're talking about?
Yeah.
Or
So they have
or Fuaga.
No, JC Latham. Okay. So they're thinking about potentially moving him to guard.
Okay. So
yeah,
you think that for the Falcons?
No, I still think they go Dallas Turner, but I'm just saying that's something to keep an eye out for.
Gotcha. Then we got the Bears. I think they got to go defense or they trade it.
Yeah, because when I had this pick initially, I had Rome Odunze.
Yes,
but they got Keenan Allen since then, and they have DJ Moore, so it doesn't make sense for them to really do that. I think they trade this pick back. I don't know who would trade up. I'm trying to think. Is there another team close by that needs a receiver?
We got the Jets next. We got
or a tight end.
Broncos, Raiders, Seahawks, Colts, Saints, Jaguars.
Maybe Colts trade up to take Brock Bowers.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that's a what I'm trying to say.
A realistic
an option, yeah. I think the Bears will go defense, whether it's Latu or whatever.
UCLA kid.
Yeah, the end from UCLA. Or I think maybe Jared Verse. The Jets with that 10th pick. Brock Bowers. For some reason, though, I could also see this first 10 picks being a complete cluster and so many trades happening and people trading up, people trading back. I could see this mock draft of ours or this mock draft 2.0 of ours be a complete wash. So
yeah, we'll cut it at 10. I think that sounds fair.
Yeah, no, looking, I don't think anything really changes much for me. The Steelers, personally, for me, I've heard get trading for Brandon Ayuk or Devontae Adams or getting Brian Thomas Jr. What I want is Jackson Powers Johnson.
I heard he's fallen.
I know with him, it was just questionable with his experience. But they desperately need a center. I think at their pick at 20, I think that could be a spot. Or if they don't go with him, there's Mims, the tackle from Georgia. I'm fine with. I want them to draft O-line in that first round. I think they can get a receiver in round 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what the chances are of potentially trading for a guy like Ayuk. What's the value on him? I mean, we saw what Diggs was dealt for. We saw what a lot of these guys are dealt for. So that the value is honestly up in the air. But those other 2 quarterbacks we named, Caleb, Bo Nix maybe sneaking in. I could see the Broncos maybe sneaking in again in the late, using their pick early at
I could see them stretching if they don't trade up like I think they will. I think either the Vikings or the team to just screw the pooch and they take one of those guys way too early. Or if the Broncos don't trade back. I think either the Broncos or Vikings, one of those teams is trading up into the top 5.
I would agree.
Whatever team doesn't trade up, I think will take one of those two quarterbacks at their slot.
Yeah, I see Bo Nix as a potential a a guy that a team trades like either with Baltimore or the 49ers, one of those late round picks. You trade back into the first round and get him. Uh I could see Penix. I for some reason I think I see a lot of I've seen a lot of reports of this, but I like Penix maybe in New York Giants.
Okay.
They desperately need something there because Daniel Jones has lost all mojo that you could say he might have had. I don't think he was ever that good. Uh, the Chiefs, I think they desperately need a receiver. I still don't know the verdict on what's happening with Rashee Rice. I know he like gave himself up and all of that, and there hasn't been anything announced by the NFL. I don't believe. So I think they
Yeah.
should get another receiver, maybe Lad McConkey.
Conky.
Yeah,
I think they go Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worth. Yeah, there's a lot of guys. I don't think that what I'm saying is I don't think the Chiefs will trade that last pick. I think
Yeah.
they'll get
No.
somebody.
Yeah. I
I think
agree.
they'll get somebody. So yeah, I mean nothing really changed for us. It's obviously I think the talk of the draft when it comes to draft night, Caleb, is going to be 2 through 5. That and it's always like that. I mean, it's not surprising or shocking news. It's always like that. I
Yeah.
think this year there's just so many different big boards of who's better than who. So now it's just what the teams think.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, we can wrap it up with that. And then the game we were going to play today, just very quickly with the draft, with all the talk, every year it seems like there's always a bust.
Yeah.
And some years there might be multiple busts. Look at the 2021 quarterback draft class.
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly.
so we kind of just came up with 3 picks uh, that we thought in the past 5 years were busts. You want to go back and forth, or do you just want to me read my three? You
Let's go back and forth. That's fine.
all right. So for me, the first that I have is Trey Lance. Third overall pick by the 49ers in the 2021 draft. He came in to the 49ers after starting 1 year at North Dakota State. The 49ers gave up 4 picks, including 3 first rounders for him. He got hurt. He played a little. He got hurt. Then he was dealt to the Cowboys. And now he sits as the backup to Dak Prescott. And I've heard rumors again where he might be dealt a second time.
Yeah.
He just hasn't lived up. And I think Caleb has another QB from that class, but that 2021 class, it did not live up to what, I don't think either of us have Mac Jones, another guy that was picked in the top 15. He didn't live up to the expectations. He had a good rookie. He kind of had a good rookie year, and then he kind of fell. That 21 class was just a bummer. A lot of fans thought they got their franchise quarterback. A lot of programs, a lot of franchises thought they got their quarterback of the future, and they did not. And unfortunately, Trey Lance was one of them. So that's kind of the top one, the one that I immediately thought of. Trey Lance, selected third overall in the 2021 draft.
I also had a 2021 draft pick, being the number 2 overall pick in Zach Wilson, Jets quarterback. I didn't think he was too good coming out of college. I didn't like him at BYU. He's got the notorious. He's playing against Coastal Carolina, and he's just getting beat up.
Yes,
that's what I remember Zach Wilson for in college. Jets took him at 2, and it's been not great. They went on to sign Aaron Rodgers, who then got hurt, and Zach Wilson had to maintain the starter role. And I mean, he's been so bad. He's been replaced by Mike White. He's been replaced by Tim Boyle. He's been replaced by Adam Gase. I think at some point played quarterback. I don't know. He's been so bad. He's terrible pick at 2. Um, I mean, if I don't want to say it, but I think Lance would probably has more potential than Zach Wilson at this moment.
Yeah, that those two. I also didn't like Zach Wilson. I kind of figured those QBs that just don't have a lot of, you know,
Those non
the
big school QBs.
the one, yeah, non-power five, like the ones that always like, I guess BYU might be power five now, but at the time, those
Non football
quarterbacks
school.
that just like jump out like the year of like the draft, they're gonna get drafted. They always scare me, like the North Dakota State, like the Carson Wentz. They always scare me. We've heard Caleb Williams for
Years.
how many years? We've heard Drake May. Uh, we've heard
Bo
my
Nix.
Bo Nix, right? Like we've heard those guys, so I'm a little bit more comfortable with taking a risk on those types of guys and thinking they're going to turn out. But yeah, those guys were Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. The list goes on and on. Just kind of they're always they have question marks.
Yeah.
For my oh, and to go back to Trey Lance and Zach Wilson, you got to remember that draft was also Jamar Chase was still available, Patrick Surtain was still available, Penei Sewell was still available,
Micah
Micah
Parsons.
Parsons was still available. Uh, a lot of franchise changers, and they were
Yeah.
so. My second one is an entire draft class, and the only reason I say this is because they actually had 2 first-round picks, and this might be one of the worst draft classes in recent times. And that was the 2020. I think at the time were they the Oakland Raiders?
Yeah. Oakland or Las Vegas.
Yep. So with the first round, 12th overall pick, and the number 1 receiver drafted in this class, and go look at this wide receiver class because it was pretty strong. Henry Ruggs. We obviously know what happened to Henry Ruggs. And their second pick in the first round at 19. I think that's what my eyes are telling me. Yeah, that's 19. Damon Arnett. Pretty sure that dude got in trouble with the law.
Yeah.
They didn't have a second round. And then they went with Lynn Bowden Jr., Brian Edwards, and Tanner Moose in the third round. Lynn Bowden and Brian Edwards were like receivers, skill players. Those guys didn't turn out to be anything. I don't even think Brian Edwards is on the team anymore, and I don't even know what Lynn Bowden's doing.
So I think Brian Edwards is actually a Falcon, I
The
think.
Falcon.
And then Lynn
Well,
Bowden, I don't think's in the league.
yeah. So those were their third round picks. Their fourth round pick was a guard, John Simpson. I think he might be with, I want to say the Ravens.
Yeah, I think John Simpson's decent.
And then their other fourth round pick, Amir Robertson. So they had, they were sitting pretty good with draft capital, and they fumbled it so bad. If you didn't catch my hint earlier, Justin Jefferson was still available when both of these picks were taken. They chose 3 wide receivers / skill players. Lynn Bowden's kind of listed as a running back, wide receiver, slot guy. They took 3 skill players and none of them panned out. So I would say with that's a very rough draft class. In the recent 5 years, that's one of the worst draft classes. So with my kind of second biggest bust, it's the 2020 Raiders draft class.
So I also have a Raider as my next pick with Clellan Ferrell. I think I pronounced his first name right. 2019. I believe he was the 3rd overall pick. I'm
out of left field. I remember that
4th overall pick. Yeah, it was completely like whoa.
Just that was that the year? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Was that the year of like Gruden? Was that Gruden's first year?
Gruden's first year, yeah. So, just to give perspective, he has 13 sacks on his career
Mm-hmm.
as a D end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's pretty atrocious. He's been on, so now he's a 49er. Actually, he's a 49er last year. He's a commander now.
Yeah, and I think even when he was on the 49ers, he was like a rotational piece. So like he wasn't
Yeah.
even like starting.
Yeah, he had less than 30 tackles as I mean, just complete bust. So many 2019 classes, not great, but so many other pivotal pieces that you could have had. So, yeah, Clelin Ferrell, terrible pick for the Raiders.
Yeah, I was at beat ups with a buddy, but I was still in college back then, and I remember that pick, and I was just like, "Yo, what? What did they just do? They must
Yeah,
have seen something in the film that
yeah. So I mean,
somebody else didn't."
he went fourth, and then Devin White, and then Josh Allen, the other defensive end, Ed Oliver
Hmm.
available, Hawkinson, Christian Wilkins, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence. So like if even at the same rough position, you chose the worst one.
Yeah. But that was also during the time of like the kind of Clemson dynasty in college football.
Yeah.
I think they were coming off of a national championship or
I mean, with that statement, Christian Wilkins also went to Clemson. So you just chose the wrong.
yeah, absolutely. No, and maybe Gruden was just saying, "Oh, this guy's, he's a natural champion. Maybe he can bring that kind of play style into our locker room." He did not.
Yeah,
Um,
he was terrible.
Good one on that one, Caleb. And then my last one, staying in the 2020 draft class, Jalen Rager. He is known as the guy selected right before Justin Jefferson. The wide receiver was selected to go to I think he was 19th overall, selected to the Philadelphia Eagles. And in 4 seasons, he has not even broken 1,000 yards in his career. He has just under with uh, 937 yards in 4 seasons, and he has been with the Patriots, the Vikings. He's he's had 4 career touchdowns, uh, 7 and 8
He's
receptions in the past 2 years. Just a guy. Then you look at Justin Jefferson, who has brought life back to skill positions, potentially getting MVP awards, no longer having it be a quarterback award. He's one of those guys now, and he's made some pretty historic and great plays in his career already. And the Eagles went with Jalen Rager. Uh, so that is my final one. Jalen Rager in the 2020 NFL draft being selected before Justin Jefferson.
I am also staying with the 2020 class with the third overall pick in Jeff Okudah.
Hey, Jeff Okudah.
Yep. I don't know why you yelled that. Detroit Lions, prodigy of the Ohio State University, corner. At the time, the Lions just needed that whatever. They needed everything.
Yes.
And so, I mean, just knowing what this class has to offer, it legitimately may go down as one of the best NFL draft classes of all time. And you had the third pick and you blew it. Jeff Okudah is now on his third team. He's a Houston Texan. He has 2 interceptions in his career. He has only started a total of 31 games.
I think he had. I think when he was drafted or right after, he had injury issues too.
Yeah, he was also hurt. So you can't, that sucks, obviously. In 2021, he played 1 game. 2020 only played in 9 games.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in 2022, he started in 15 games, had 1 interception and 7 passes deflected. So, I mean, not terrific stats, but yeah, I mean, when you have all the pieces that you did available on the board, basically anybody other than, Burrow and Chase Young, which you could arguably put Chase Young on this list.
He was like an honorable mention for me.
Really?
Yep,
Yeah. I thought he was gonna be so good,
I also did.
but yeah,
And
Jeff Okuda made my list.
gotcha. So yeah, there's our our top three draft busts in the past 5 years. I went with Trey Lance in 2021, third overall. I went with the entire 2020 draft class of the Oakland Las Vegas Raiders, and then I finished with the first round pick for the Philadelphia Eagles in 2020 with Jalen Reagor, notably known as the guy I picked before Justin Jefferson. Caleb, you went with another 2021 quarterback, second overall, Zach Wilson to the New York
Yep.
Jets. And then you went with Cleveland Farrell, the fourth
Yep.
overall pick for the Raiders in the
2019.
2019 draft. And then you ended
Yep.
it with Jeff Okuda in the 2020
Yep.
draft. He was selected by the Detroit Lions. So drafts are fun, man, but
They can be fun, but they're also scary.
some risks work, some risks don't. I mean, I remember last year everybody said the Lions picked terrible going with Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell. Yeah, Jack Campbell. And now look at him.
Yeah.
So everybody rates players differently, and that's why it's so fun. You will see, especially when you get into those day 2 and day 3 picks, and the hometown hero gets picked or your college hero gets picked. I went to University of Iowa. We only usually probably have defenders. We'll have Cooper DeJean maybe in the first round, and we maybe have a O lineman usually. Other than that, Iowa they get a lot of guys in the second to seventh rounds. And for you, you're a Wake Forest fan. That's probably usually when Wake Forest guys will go to.
And then Carolina.
And then UNC you obviously have
Drake May.
Drake May. So
yeah, Wake Forest Carolina duo. So I don't think Wake Forest has anybody this year.
With us ending with we just got done with March Madness and then you have the draft. Would you rather have March Madness or the draft?
Draft.
NBA draft or NFL draft?
NFL.
NFL
I like the suspense of the draft over several days. With the NBA draft, it's one night, and the second round doesn't matter because there's only one guy that comes out of the second round every year.
Mm.
The NFL draft, you got 3 days. There's normally 10 to 15 notable guys throughout next year or so from the rounds 4 through 7.
NFL draft or NFL playoffs?
I'm just gonna put it this: the NFL draft is my favorite time of the year.
Okay, that's what I was trying to hint at and get to. I would say for me personally, there's not much that will beat an NFL draft for me. Maybe a big UFC event.
First day of free agency is I also love first day of free agency.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't feel like a big moment because it's not really televised or broadcast unless you turn on NFL Network.
Pat McAfee show on first day of free agency is electric.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, I would say the only thing that competes with an NFL draft with me for me is an Israel Adesanya title fight, a big UFC pay-per-view. Other than that, man, the NFL draft's so fun. And I've slowly progressed with my knowledge in college football, and Caleb is too. So knowing more and more, not just the top guys in that first round, it's really fun. I mean, we didn't even talk about the running back class, and the running back class is considered down, but also sneaky this year. I think there's Jalen Wright from Tennessee, Trey Benson from Florida State,
there's
Allen.
Listen, the Nebraska kid.
Wisconsin.
Whatever.
You're still getting there. You're still learning. It's all right. It's all right.
It's the red school with a letter.
Yep, that's a good way to describe it. So there's so many different aspects of this draft class. You got the corners, the DBs, Cooper DeJean, Terrion Arnold, Quinyon Mitchell. I think that's his name. Nate Wiggins. Yep. So there's a lot of guys that I've slowly started to like, and I love when Madden gets the draft classes and you can actually draft real players and they have real grades. I always love doing that and doing franchise rebuilds. Actually, that might be what I do here after we close the show. But
And I want to add too, like I know we don't talk about it often. I kind of bring it up every once in a while, but with NIL, the sports cards can have college kids now, and that has just exploded in popularity. So like kind of what we do on the side now. There's so many more interactions with NIL and these college athletes. That's how I know most of what I know now. It's just because that's what I do for a living. And so every day I'm seeing all these college kids. I'm learning, I'm recognizing these names. I'm recognizing these new schools and stuff like that. And so it's just cool. I'm going to watch, months of people opening these packs and pulling these kids. I'm going to finally get to watch them be drafted. So I'm excited for that too.
Yep. Well, Caleb, I have no hot takes.
Oh, God.
So my hot take is let's just wrap this thing up. We've kind of gone over our time of when we were expecting to finish.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out a routine for these hot takes, Caleb.
Yeah, we gotta set an alarm.
I don't care if we do it like every Saturday and then give it 24 hours.
Yeah.
When we record. We are terrible at this.
This is, I think, week 4 or 5 in a row that we've forgot to do the hot takes.
Well, we've only recorded 5 episodes up to this point, and I think
we all but the first episode. I think we forgot to do hot takes.
Shit, Caleb, post it. We're recording in 5 minutes. All right, Caleb, how many hot takes do you get? 0. All right, Caleb, let's just go follow me. We're just gonna create hot takes by ourselves. We might have done that here and there, but we'll get better next week. Episode 7, lucky number 7.
Yeah, we're almost 2 months in.
2 months, man. What's your reflection on the podcast?
It's caused me a lot of stress at times, but other than that's been fun.
Yeah, I think
editing the game this past week. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I almost punched a hole through my computer. It wasn't the stress part. It was the program I was using kept crashing. Like I'd have it done, and it would just crash right when I got done. And it was already like 1:30 in the morning, and I just wanted to stop. But hey, I persevered and we got it out.
I'm proud of you. I think this is how we ended last week. I'm proud of you. Our listeners are proud of you. Caleb, keep up the good work. We are so
we need a still graphic. We haven't had a still graphic since episode 1.
Still graphics just don't hit though.
It's all right. They look good on the page.
People love the us talking, believe it or not.
Well,
sometimes all you spew is complete bullshit. But people love when we talk. Hey man, don't roll your eyes. I'm a truther. I say the truth even when you don't want to hear it. That's just who I am. And believe me or not, the truth is, let's get the hell out of this episode. Let's wrap it up. Man, episode 6 is in the books. Give me 1 more second. Give me 4 more seconds. Thank you guys for all the support. Here's my one last plug. The One Trick Ponies podcast on all platforms. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Keep showing the support. We love you. Guys, gals, everybody in between. Caleb, hit it.
Bye.
Peace.